we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They'll take for their disease. Just like a weed, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Rip cards in the weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make great.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics with Jen. Hope everybody is doing well on this Sunday. Wow, it's been a week. It's been a hell of a week. It's been a busy week for Jennifer. I'm getting my tooth pulled tomorrow, so don't know how much I'll be able to go live after I get that tooth pulled. It just depends on what's going on, how I'm feeling, and all that good jazzy junk. But today we are going to recap some things with Nancy. But first, I want to say thank you so much for being here. You could be anywhere. Right now, you could be anywhere, and you're here. You're hanging out with Jen. We may get into some astrology, because this is an astrology channel. Um, I have reached out to Orb Attraction to see if she wants to pull some cards tonight, so that would be fun. If anybody is interested in free readings, um, we are the way that we do readings on the channel, it was we just donate. We donate for the time for the card, and so forth. So if anybody, any reader wants to join tonight, wants to get in on it, we can do your Cash App, we can do your Venmo or what have you, and we can donate for cards. I think that that would be fun. But anyway, guys, hello, Orbitraction. It's good to see you. Good to see you, Shauna, Difna, Lynette, Hope, 2 p.m., Lee Bugs, Bo. Good to see you, Nicole. Peace, Love, Jeeps is in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Who else am I missing? Jeff, of course, is the sweetheart of the channel. Thank you so much for being here, guys. This is Nancy. When she first went missing, I said, you know what? That 26 Taurus degree, it's kind of, the 26 Taurus is not a it's not a good degree. It's not a good sign to go missing with. And she was going through her Uranus return, a big old shaky shake, a big shake up, right? And so it has to do with groups, it has to do with networking. And at 84 years of age, being on the pacemaker, she may never be found. She may never be found, but I do have hotspots for her. And some of the creators are, I've been reaching out to some of the creators trying to get them to go to some of these hotspots. One creator did. I'm going to be showing that today. So I just want to get us caught up in the Nancy case, let you know what I'm seeing coming. Um, because I think it's important. We've got a full moon in Virgo coming up. We got a solar eclipse coming up March 3rd. That's just 2 days from now. It's already in orb. It's already, showing itself. Remember when I said something about Iran? I don't know, it's 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'd have to try to find it throughout all of my lives. And well, this was the time period that we were looking at with Iran, and it didn't disappoint, right? Didn't disappoint. We were right on schedule. We're right on schedule. Hello, Cree Designs. Good to see you. Shauna said, "That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, Jen." So, any readers tonight, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's pull out the Oracle decks because I got a new one from Shauna that I haven't even been able to read yet. Hey, Jill. Good to see you, honey. Jill made the drive to Tennessee. She's now back home. It was great having you, Jill. Absolutely loved it. It was great. Lady Freedom, she's already heading out. She is heading out actually just a few minutes ago. She headed out. So so yeah, let's get this show on the road, guys, because we got some things to talk about with Miss Nancy and all the things that have been taking place since not a reader, but I'll be here in the comments. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, so let's get this show on the road, guys. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, but you never know. What I want to do first is I want to talk about what I was seeing the other day, because the other day there was some people that showed up at Nancy's house and everybody was like, "Who do you think that is, Jen? Who do you think it is?" And I'm like, "Well, to me, it looks like it looks like attorneys. That's what it looks like. It looks like attorneys." And sure enough, that's exactly what it was, because that is what the astrology was showing. That's what they were. Okay. So here we go. This is and I've got all the links that I'm going to be sharing today. I've got them in the description below. So anyone that I'm going to be doing a commentary on, they're in the description below. Feel free to click on that, watch the whole video. But what I'm going to do is just briefly talk about some of these videos I'm going to show, and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Because it's pertinent to this show. All right. Here we go. Let me take me off. let's put this wonderful creator on. And he is, I think he's got like 21 years or something like that. 21 years of service that he spent in the military. Okay. I mean, not in the military, but in the police force. So this was a day ago, and this is Brew Crew Beyond 50. And we're just going to listen to a little bit of what he has to say. Just a little bit of what he has to say because he is talking about when prosecutors get involved. Let's start it right here in the beginning, and then I'm going to skip a little bit further in the live or in the video. Here we go. Here we go, guys.
The wrong way. They keep saying federal prosecutors showed up. Does that mean an arrest is coming? Maybe, but that's really not the point. Because when prosecutors walk a crime scene, especially federal prosecutors, it usually signals a shift in how the case is being built. Not just finding a suspect, but building a case that survives court. And today, I'm going to tell you what that really means, what prosecutors were likely doing that no headline is explaining, and why the $1 million reward changes who breaks first in this case, even if the suspect never says a word. Now, for those of you that are new here, I'm Charles. I'm a retired law enforcement of 21 years on the job. On this channel, we don't do YouTube theories. We do what investigators and prosecutors do. We look at behavior, procedure, timing, and what moves the case forward. And we talk about it.
Right. And that's what makes sense. Okay. Because if we've got prosecutors, right? If you got prosecutors at the home of Nancy Guthrie, if you've got attorneys, right? You got these attorneys, you got the prosecutors, you got detectives, they're working a case. They're working a case. That's what it appears, right? That's what's making sense is that they are working a case. They are working leads, right? So even though it would appear that, you know, the reporters are moving away, they're moving on, they're going to the biggest story with Iran and, Netanyahu and the Israel stuff. They're still working a case. The FBI and Pima County are still working the Nancy Guthrie case. They haven't stopped. So that is to see the prosecutors, to see the attorneys out there. That's what you want to see if you want to see a case that is moving forward. And that's what it appears. That's what is making most sense to me, right? So that's what this show is about, is what is making sense. So let's go. He's talking about the 3 signs net. It's tightening. Let's see. Let's talk about the FBI talking about the moving to Phoenix, but that isn't necessarily means that they're moving away from the case, right?
One more thing, people keep hearing agents are shifting to Phoenix and they panic. Listen to me. Major agencies do this all the time. It can mean better infrastructure, better analyst support, more secure operations, stronger coordination, and just less media interference. Boots on the ground still happen, but the brain of the case often moves where the resources are. So
Right.
don't let anyone sell you on the idea that this case is going cold. As a case goes cold, that's whenever the work stops, not when the command post moves. Here's what I'm watching for. And this is how you'll know that the case is tightening. Number one is the language will change. When authorities start using words like person or persons of interest, targeted search, legal process, interviewing specific tips, that often signals focused direction, not
Right, focus direction. So let's just take let's talk about the focus of the direction and what we know so far, right? What we know so far is that Kayla is locked up. Luke and Kayla know one another. Luke's home was raided. His home was raided. All right. We had a lot of FBI agents, SWAT, in the middle of the night show up at Luke's home. His car, his Range Rover, right? His Range Rover was forensically tested. We saw this at Culver's. We saw it. We even saw it before it happened, but we saw it. That's what we saw. That is the focus. That is the direction. And what we so far, we the people can see that so far that's what they've been doing. They have been taking direction to what leads and tips they are getting in, right? So, and the only reason why I bring up Kayla is because Kayla and Luke's home was raided, and Kayla and Luke have a history together. They have a history together, a criminal history together. That is facts. I've shown it on this channel time and time again. That is the fact. They have a criminal history together. This is what is making most sense, is that they are building a case. The sheriff said that he cleared the family, the in-laws. Okay, so he's cleared them. But guys, there's some other things that we need to focus on. Even though he said that he cleared them, we can't lose sight of what is really going on either. That is my opinion. So if we take a look at what it is that they're actually doing, hold on, let me bring this up. Let's bring in now the interview room. So this video, this live with Chris and Karen and Bob, they did this live 2 days ago. This is the interview room. Again, I have all the links in the description. And this is what, so Chris and Karen, Chris McDonough, he is ex-FBI. We got Bob, he's ex-police as well. We got Karen, she is, gosh, I forget exactly what her expertise is, but she is definitely with the criminal division with reporting. And so let's hear what they have to say. Yeah, we were looking at Culver's before it even happened. It was wild. Peace, love, Jeeps. It was wild. Hello, Healing with Anita, Bo. Good to see you guys. Barb coming in. Thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up and being a part of this tribe we call the Watchers over here. We are grateful for you too, Healing with Anita.
On what did the PIO say to you directly? Because you talked to him.
Right. Okay. So my conversation was with one of the public information officers at Pima County Sheriff's Department. They work directly for Sheriff Nanos. So I asked about whether Annie's car was still an impound or whether it was returned back to her. And first, this PIO said, quote, as for the vehicle question, that's part of the investigation. Okay, so I got that in an email. And then I spoke with him on the phone yesterday and had a little bit more of a conversation with him. And again, pressed him on the question, do you still have her car? He said, well, we can't answer that. Quote, we can't answer that. We don't want to give away, quote, any information related to this case. I asked him again if he could confirm whether Annie's car was still there. And I said, look, if it's not still there, then say so, which would go along with what the sheriff said by releasing the statement saying, well, the family and their spouses have all been cleared. And I said, look, we don't want to report erroneous information, of course. And then I said, okay, hypothetically, let's talk. If this were a completely different case, if this wasn't the Guthrie case, and if the sheriff had impounded a car during an investigation, and then that person was cleared, would that car be released to that person or would you keep it? And the PIO said, well, yes, we would release that car because that is what typically happens. Okay, so that, that was the conversation. And then he came back and said, well, again, he repeated himself. The car is part of the investigation. And to be clear again, I want to say we are
After he told you, I'll answer you later in the afternoon.
right. Yeah, exactly. So that's what he came back with. Okay.
So that's the new running line now.
So the car is part of the investigation. That's what they told her. Do we agree on that? That's what I'm gathering from what she said. They were trying to skate around it, but they basically said that the vehicle is part of the investigation. So again, what is making sense here? What is making the most sense? What is making the most sense? Where are we seeing the action, right? Where are we truly seeing action by the FBI, by the police? This is where we are seeing the action. We have two vehicles. We've got two vehicles that we know, okay? We know that these two vehicles have been forensically tested. We know that the home of Nancy and outside, there's been all kinds of evidence collected, DNA collected. All of this takes time. All of the forensics, all of this takes time to come back, right? It takes time to come back. So, what I'm seeing in the transits coming up definitely has to do with vehicles. It has to do with vehicles. And hey, Seth, good to see you. Good to see you, Seth. What up, buds? I've tried to alert JLR to search the El Diablo. Yep. We're going to talk about that. Glad that you mentioned that because that is also a part of the show is I want to get out the facts, what we know for sure. Okay, they're testing the vehicles. They went deep into this boy's house, right? Luke and his buddy, Kayla, she's locked up. We've talked about Kayla. We have talked about how she is connected to Luke. She's connected to William. She is connected to going back and forth from Mexico. They know the area very well. They can go back and forth into Mexico with no problem. Those are the facts. That's not just a theory. Those are the facts. Okay. So we have these people that are connected somehow, some way. Are we going to find out that they are connected to Annie and Tommaso? Annie and Tommaso's friends, Annie and Tommaso's associates. We just don't know yet. But I do know that the vehicle is going to be talked about. We're going to be talking about the vehicle come the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. Those days are looking pretty pertinent for Nancy's case. Okay. Very pertinent. So here we go. Let's look now at let me go to Exploring with Jim, because a lot of you have said to me, reach out to Jim. And I didn't know who Jim was. I had no idea who Exploring with Jim was. But then again, they kept sending me, I got a link the other day and I had a lot of emails coming in saying, Exploring with Jim is there. He's there, Jen. He's at El Diablo. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm emailing him and I'm like, hey, call me. We got to discuss this area. And it's not this area per se that we need to be looking for Nancy, right? We've looked on the map. It's this area that is connected to Kayla and Luke and William and these people that could be involved in Nancy's case, including some of her family, maybe. It could be a hit. It could be somebody that was paid. There's a lot that we could speculate on, but what are the facts? What is making sense? Okay. So we have one creator that finally took some direction instead of just because look, we've looked at the mountain. We know how treacherous that could be, and you're not going to be able to drive your car, in some of these trails. So, there's only certain places that you could go to on the mountain with Nancy because you have a car and it's not like she's going to be able to track up and down the mountain. Okay. She got a pacemaker. We don't know about any of that other stuff. So this was cool. This was cool to see because we've looked at it on the map. We've looked at it on the map time and time again and exploring with Jim goes out there. And I want us to take note of it because now we are able to see boots on the ground what this place looks like. Okay? What this place looks like. But before I do that, before I show you, I want to show you this. I want to show you Kayla. Remember Kayla? Piercings by Kayla. Love this tattoo. Inspired by Mallory Knox from Natural Born Killers. Remember that? Her and William, they have this fanaticism with Natural Born Killers. I've never seen the movie, but I mean, I've read a summary about it and it's not good. It's not good. That's their relationship goals, her and William. That's their relationship goals is to be like, the Natural Born Killers, Mallory Knox. And so she's Mallory and he's Mike or whatever that guy's name is. William, that is. So William, Kayla, and Luke, they're all buddies. They're friends. Luke is the one that was his vehicle was tested. They raided his home. They have court dates coming up. We've been watching these court dates. Okay, because these are the people that could have something to do with it. We just don't know yet, We just don't know yet. So I wanted to remind you of who she is, right? I want to remind you of who Luke is. There's Luke. There's Luke. They like smuggling, okay? They like smuggling. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but just recently we had photographers come out to Nancy's house. This photographer, he was photographing this girl. Remember Cheeky Girl? Remember the Cheeks Girl? And, he's got his stacks on. She's looking, they're looking pretty goth. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Why would you go to an 84-year-old woman's home? Nice neighborhood, very nice neighborhood. And you got all kinds of reporters there. And Miss Cheeky is talking about, I just can't believe y'all. I can't believe that, blah, 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 blah. Yes, that's me. But you're incorrect about my purpose. I was covering the case for my unlaunched true crime channel that I've been traveling the globe working on. So basically, this is her way of getting her channel exposed in a big, massive way. So she is condemning people. Unfortunately, people like you want to capitalize off my body and the way I dress to get a storyline. Well, evidently, your cheeks, honey, drew attention. And you knew that it would. You knew that it would. Are we like in the damn Twilight Zone over here? You done showed up at Nancy's with your butt hanging out. Dude has no the dude he has no tattoos anywhere but on his bald head. And yes, you do look like you could be friends with Kayla and William and Luke because that's the kind of people she hangs out with. That's the way she dresses as well. It was just very weird to see Cheeky Girl right there out there in front of Nancy's home. I would have been like, oh my God. You would have been outside my mama's house and she is missing. I would have flipped out. So this is Mr. Neo X. He's the photographer. And it looks like he's got something over his head. I don't know what that is over his head. neosarchive.com. Check him out if you want to, but just a little weird, Here's the bad girl, Kiki. She's a little bad girl, Bad girl now, true crime. I don't know. Now she's going to be covering true crime. So she's talking about her body and everything, but that's what she wants us to see. That's what she is wanting us to focus on. She's not wanting us to focus on a good girl. She's wanting us to focus on the bad girl. So, I mean, hello, cheeky. My gosh, y'all. Okay, so we know that Kayla has gone to the El Rancho, El Rancho, whatever, Raunchy, whatever. El Rancho Diablo. I'm Southern. I don't speak all that stuff. I mean, I've tried to speak other languages, but it just doesn't work out with my Southern accent. So, anyways, we do remember, dude is outside. He's outside of Nancy's house. He's messed up from the flow up. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on outside of Nancy's home. It's like the weirdos just showed up in full force. And of course, that was in transit, right? All the weirdos coming to Nancy's home, shaking things up. All kinds of shakeups going on in Nancy's case outside her home, dude. It was crazy. Crazy. But the great thing is that Mr. Jim, Exploring with Jim, guys, he went to this place, and I want us to take a look at it because we didn't get to see it. We weren't able to see it. We could only see it from an aerial view on the map. So this is going to be really cool. And I want y'all to see why it is that this place is, look, if JLR really wanted to do something great, he would have went here. He would have went here because the people need to know. But Exploring with Jim's got it. He's got it. He took the reins. Everybody was saying, go here, go here, go here. And he's like, okay, I'm going. Here we go, guys. Let's listen to Mr. Jim.
Searching for Nancy Guthrie. Yes, I'm back. Came back and I'm giving it another shot. Just once you start searching, and then you're not successful.
Oh my gosh, Seth, that's crazy. You know what? I woke up this morning, it was like Ohio, Texas, this one, that one. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Yeah, Jim should not have went alone. Like, if you're going to go this place, you need to be packing.
Successful. You just feel like there's something undone, So, so that's what I'm doing. Coming in, you guys. Hopefully, we get some people coming in. Give it a couple likes. Let me know you're out there. Yeah, I'm here. Okay, here comes some folks. Right on. Got some chat. So yeah, I appreciate the chat, of course. Now, I found a way to read back the chat. Before I thought the chat was lost, but I've been watching some of the replays and then reading through the chat. So you guys are very inspiring, Yeah, definitely inspiring. So yes, I'm back in Tucson. I'm back on the hunt for Nancy Guthrie.
He lives many miles away. Like, it takes him a long time to get there.
I've got some areas to search. One of them I was trying today. It just didn't work out for me today earlier. I had some problems. I won't go into it, but I'm getting something in tonight, this afternoon, I should say. It's, let's see, it's 4:00 California. It must be 5:00 here. So right on. So let's get right into it, you guys. I know everybody's busy, and I want to let you know where we're at. So everybody telling me search El Diablo. Jim, you got to get out and search El Diablo. Well, you know what? El Diablo isn't that easy to get to, you guys. But we are here. We are here at El Diablo. I think El Diablo.
And we saw that on the map. Like we saw where where you need to turn to go there. And then it seems like it's about a mile. And then you finally get to the old guest ranch, right?
Diablo is like an abandoned resort community or something like that. It's out here. Yeah, it's out here in the desert, you guys. El Diablo. And then there's a small airport over here. So some people thought, the airport might have something to do with it. You could stash somebody here at El Diablo. So Diablo, El Diablo, Diablo. Okay, so we'll get right into it, you guys. Let's start searching. So yeah, so I am back. I'm back in Tucson. So let me get you turned around and we'll look at the exterior of El Diablo.
Watch this,
So,
guys.
Looks like this was a wall out here, you guys. So I don't want to, everybody's saying you got to search El Diablo. So got to be careful. It's like 90 degrees here today. So I'm sure the rattlesnakes are back out. I got boots on and my boots are on the ground, you guys. We're out here searching. So this is like the exterior wall for El Diablo. There's, like I said, there's a small airport over here. Everybody telling me you got to search this place. So
Ryan Airfield. Remember, guys? Ryan Airfield. F and Jim. Sean.
I came out, you guys. And yeah, Nancy's in a basement at El Diablo, or Nancy's at El Diablo, being held at El Diablo. So I had to come out here just so I could check it off the list. So yeah, so it's out here in this desert, you guys. It looks like there's been some digging out here. It looks like quite a while ago because the weeds have grown up through it. So I'd say it's a couple months ago. This is like the perimeter wall for El Diablo. Gee, let's get inside this place and start searching, right?
Yeah, let's see it. Okay, so here
we go. Any water? You guys, I really appreciate the love and support. And like I say, just to bring you up to date, I went home. I sort of ran out of ideas. And I was at home and I was looking at the maps and I thought, gee, I didn't go over here. I didn't go over there. Some people are telling me, you got to go to El Diablo. And then I just couldn't stay away. We may be able to search this pretty quick.
Here we go.
See, she's not being held here as a prisoner. It's a long ways for me to come out here. I've been watching, I guess, there's some guys driving around with their dogs and golf carts in town.
Look at this, guys. Watch this.
Tunnels.
Watch this, because remember Kayla? Kayla was hanging upside down. Luke's friend Kayla, Luke Daley's friend Kayla, is hanging upside down on a red cross. Remember that? Remember us looking at the map and noticing that the missing line is going over where the cross is? Remember? He's about to show us that. Watch this.
She's not in the washes. I was driving by. People are just wandering around out there. Some of them bent over, and the other ones extremely agitated. So I guess whatever their drug of choice is. So this is...
There it is. It's broken into pieces. That cross that she was hanging upside down from, you can see now it is broken into pieces. Right? It's wild. Hey, Whole Truth. Yeah, we are advocates for the missing kids, majorly for missing kids. Okay, so my intro was always having the missing, and the method that I do, the method that I map, it's all right there in my intro.
You know, it looks to me like
There
this
it
is the
is.
kids' wading pool
Nope.
at El Diablo.
He was thinking that this is a kid's wading pool, but that's not what it is, right? We know what it is. It was not a kid's wading pool. There was a cross, a red cross, and that's where Kayla was hanging upside down. Remember? Remember on the map, she was hanging upside down right here. Let me show you on the map. Right here. This is it. This is exactly where he's at. Right there. Cross Kayla hangs upside down on El Rancho Diablo. Right there. Right there. And here's the missing. Remember the missing line is coming right there. And that Jupiter that's in Cancer, that is in a good standing, it's a trine, Poseidon and Scorpio, is going right here. Wisdom, courts, religion. Why is it religion, Jen? Well, because we've got Jupiter here. Jupiter is on this angle. Jupiter is actually going this way. Here's Jupiter, but on the angle of the map, this is the angle with Jupiter, and it's in good standing with Poseidon going this way. So if I really want to work this angle, I could go, okay, this is where she's coming in. Now I want to look this way and I want to go this way with a home. I want to go this way with possible connections to family. I want to go this way to see if there's anything that's going to come up with the courts going this way. Okay. Because that's the way that the angle is going to express itself. This description is for the angle. It's not just for the line, it's for the angle because this, I'm using geometry, geometric angles here, right? So this is where the cross is, right there where the line is going, guys. We looked at this a million times. We knew that this was a skeet, that this was a airfield right here. Ryan's airfield is here. This is a shooting range right here. And we weren't sure when we first noticed this place, we weren't sure what this was because it almost looks like it had been, burnt down or we didn't know what it was. But then once we started talking about Kayla, people said, hey, she is shown hanging upside down from a cross right there. Remember that photo that I showed you guys? Remember that photo? Let me know if you remember that photo because it was pretty wild, pretty wild. Pretty wild. And Kayla went to court on the 27th. Just a few days ago, she went to court, pled guilty, and she will be sentenced on March 27th. So on March 27th, 2026, she will be sentenced. She's not getting out of jail. There's no pass go, pay $200. So she is going to court on March 27th, 2026. Luke will be going to court. He's got a birthday coming up. He's going to be going to court. And they have not cleared him. They have not cleared Luke at all. So those are the facts. That's what is making most sense to me. That is what is making most sense. Let's go back to Mr. Jim and see what else he shows us here. But remember on the map, what I wanted is for one of those searchers to go where the FBI is. And the FBI is up here. So we can't be down here and find Nancy. No, we gotta drive. We gotta drive. We gotta go from here or go, somewhere here and go up this way. Go northwest. Northwest would be where Nancy should be found. And Luke is here. This angle is coming into transit. It's coming into transit. So I'm watching it. I'm watching it the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Next week. there should be some type of movement on the vehicle, movement on any type of forensics that is coming back. That's what I'm waiting on now. That's what I'm waiting on. It's a waiting game, you know? It's a waiting game. Let's finish seeing what he was up to here, what he's finding.
Looks like the main buildings are over here. And then this is the kids' wading pool here. So, yeah, just imagine the kids out here back in the day. Man, it'd be hot. So,
She pled guilty to her charges. So when her and Luke got pulled over at the Walmart that's near, it's like 8 miles northwest from Nancy's house, the Walmart that they got arrested at together. They got arrested for a lot of paraphernalia, narcotics, firearms, pills. I mean, you name it, they got busted with it. And that is what she is pleading guilty for because she had a warrant. She never showed up to court. So the day that they go to Luke's home, right? The day that they go to Luke's home and they raid it. It was so they lock her up, they find her, they lock her up, then they pull Luke over and then they go to his home. And it was happening in just, boom, boom, boom. That's what happened. The 12th, she gets locked up. The 13th, he gets pulled over. The late evening of the 13th, Luke, his home is being raided by the FBI. We're talking about 30 cars going to his home. So they are evidently, what is making most sense to me is they are building a case. Then we see the prosecutors at the home, right? We see the prosecutors at the home. So this is Luke. This is Luke. And if we're looking for anybody that looks like the guy, the masked man, this could be him. We know that there's more than one person. We know that they didn't have cell phones. They were probably using walkie-talkies to connect with one another. We know that there had to have been a getaway car. This is the things that are making most sense to me. So when she goes to court, this is what it says, that she is pleading guilty to all of these charges that took place with her and Luke on March 19th, 2025, May 15th, 2025. It was these charges, these felony drug charges, okay? And then I don't want us to not talk about this because this is going to, I think, show a little bit more about, so Luke was, okay, so let's get on the same page here before we go back to exploring with Jim. Luke is adopted. Luke and his brother, Matt, are adopted. They do not have the same parents. They are not blood brothers. They were adopted by an older couple, Mary and John. Okay, so let's talk about this because January 1st, 2019, Luke's mother wrote to the judge. And it says, "It's been 1 year since we wrote you on behalf of our son, Luke Daley. Here's an update on our life since that time. December 26, 2018, Luke's dad went into home hospice with us caring for him 24/7. Matthew, Bridget, and I were all with him until God came for him on April 12th, 2018. It was a tragic loss for us. Luke took the night shift and we all shared days. John was an amazing father, husband, and Catholic priest and psychologist to many. Luke has had the hardest time accepting this loss. He continued to work for our company, paid his probation fines, sees his PO, but he wasn't doing the drug drops. I now realize he began self-medicating and avoiding his feelings. He never seemed impaired. He was numbing himself from the loss. We've all been very sad and grieving. Coping is hard. He was staying more with his girlfriend and being a dad to her 2 sons. He isn't their biological father, but is the only dad they've ever known, and he is a caring one. His relationship with Amanda began to fall apart after John died, was another huge loss for him after 8 years together. On August 1st, 2018, he was at the courthouse for his revocation revocation of probation hearing with you. Attorney Russell Hughes was representing him, and I was on a plane to Rhode Island to visit my husband's family. Mr. Hughes assured us that I didn't need to be there. He was going to ask for an extension to show that most of the charges his PO noted were incorrect. We had given him the documentation to show you, but we don't think he brought that to court. We had more info to gather. Mr. Hughes and his PO, Miss Gastelum, had talked before court, and when Luke arrived, he told Luke he was going to jail. I don't understand why his attorney would make this decision when we'd been told otherwise. I told him I would cancel my trip. Luke was working, caring for my house and animal in my 10-day absence and had not expected this outcome. He panicked and left without seeing you. This was the beginning of a crazy time for Luke, which culminated in him causing an accident. We are all eternally grateful for the passengers were not seriously hurt. I had to stop contact with him until he turned himself in. He's been in jail since November 25th, 2018. So you can see what she's doing here, right? You can see what Miss Mary is doing here. And I don't blame her for trying to, co-sign her son's BS. And we do, that's life. And I hate to say it like that and be so shallow because I'm not a shallow person. But I understand grief and I understand of, even in your grievance, you still have responsibilities and laws to follow. Luke is a good man with a sensitive heart and a drug problem. He's not a criminal. He made some bad choices doing his crazy time, and he needs to do the right thing, take the consequences and start his life over again. He is 29. Well, that's a Saturn return, sweetheart. Has a lot of life ahead of him to create a new beginning. As a 70-year-old widow, I love and need my son now more than ever. I have some health issues and require the help and love that he provides. His sons, 18 and 13, need his love and time. He tells me to accept that he will go to prison, and that is very difficult for me. Thank you for considering those circumstances as you make your decision regarding him and our future. I don't blame her for writing the judge, but I'm just showing you that this is there are other letters that she has written talking about concussions that he's had. She definitely takes up for him and makes excuses for his behavior. And when she says that he is not a criminal, that he is not created, look, when you are drinking and drugging, you're out and about and you're doing crazy things, you're definitely going to break the law. Point blank. So I wanted to show you guys that just to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to Luke and his adoption, his life. We all have a story. We all have a story. And, we all have a path too. We all have a life path. But it's his relationship with Kayla. His relationship with Kayla, who also is in a relationship with a guy named William, who is with the Hells Angels. Bad, dangerous people that Luke hangs out with. And you are, my mama always said you are who you hang out with. So I look at that too, look at that too. So finishing with Jim at El Diablo.
Yeah. So like I say, I'm back. I don't know for how long, at least a couple of days.
Again.
I just want to hit these things that have been nagging at me.
Let me show you
This is
this
the
again.
kids' waiting pool out there.
Because he's walking to it. He's walking to where that cross is that I showed you with Kayla hanging upside down.
Some of them bent over, and the other ones.
Yes, Louise. William is the boss. You can tell William is the boss.
Extremely agitated. So I guess whatever their drug of choice is. So this is, looks to me like this is the kids' waiting pool at El Diablo. Looks like the main buildings are over here. And then this is the kids' waiting pool here. So, just imagine the kids out here back in the day. Man, it'd be hot. So
Watch this though.
yeah, so like I
Watch where
say,
he takes.
I'm back. I don't know for how long, at least a couple of days. I just want to hit these things that have been nagging at me. This place is one of them. And then there's a couple more. I'm not going to announce where I'm going before I go, just in case anybody's watching this. And another thing, you guys, I was so crazy. When I was
Exactly, Shauna. He should have thought about all that.
searching the border, there's this at the end of that, I don't know if you remember the end of that dead end road. And then there's a road that goes in. And I swear, I just had chills thinking about it. There was a Kia Soul.
It's a trip because as a searcher myself, I'd be wanting to know what is up with all that dirt right there that he just walked past. What about all that dirt that's just piled up right there? Where's Nancy? You know, if we're looking and searching, where's Nancy? Could she be in that pile of dirt? I don't think so, but as a searcher, it's like, whoa, look at that. Look at all that dirt.
There's this at the end of that, I don't know if you remember the end of that dead end road. And then there's a road that goes in.
Yeah.
And I swear, I just had chills thinking about it. There was a Kia Soul drove into the desert after the road dead ended at the border, and a Kia.
I mean, Kayla's dad, he does own an excavation company. And those tracks right there look, I mean, I don't know if you can tell if they look fresh or not, but to me, they do look fresh. That dirt is looking fresh. Let's look at it one more damn time. Shauna. Let's look at that one more time. Like these tracks are looking pretty, I don't know. Let's look at that.
This at the end of that, I don't know if you remember the end of that
Those
dead
tracks.
end road. And then there's a road that goes in. And I swear, I just had chills thinking about it. There was a Kia Soul drove into the desert after the road dead ended at the border, and a Kia Soul, and everybody's saying Kia Soul, was brown, and it had stickers on the back window, newer, like a 23, 22 shape. Okay, so you got to watch out for rattlesnakes here.
Yeah, watch
But a
this.
Soul actually.
So he's gonna start. It's gonna be grainy, but watch what he starts to show us. I mean, it's just wild to think that this area hasn't been searched with all the dangerous activity that goes on here. Because you can do your research. There's a lot of videos that I can't play because they have a lot of music behind them. But if you do your research on this El Rancho Diablo, it is amazing to hear the stories. The stories are just like they wow you. The things that have happened at this place in this area. People even say that they think it's haunted because of the deaths, the unalivings that have happened here, the crazy cult stuff. This is like an Epstein Island type of thing, you know? It's wild. It's wild. So watch this.
Into the desert. I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence. It's a long drive for me to get out there and check that out. So, let's see. El Diablo. At least I'm out here. I can check it off the list, Everybody's saying go search El Diablo. And yeah, I drove 14 hours, you guys. I slept in this.
Here we go. He's coming up on some
and the back of my truck. Yeah, in the middle of the night. Let's just take a break. It's hot. Looks like I don't know, some sort of something. And I'll just talk to you guys for a minute to let you know what's going on. Thanks for coming along for the search, you guys. Really appreciate it. If anything happens, you can call 911 and say, yeah, go help Jim at El Diablo. So yeah, get in the shade, stay hydrated. Thank you so much. I had a bunch of water just before I came out here. It is hot. I waited till it got a little bit cool. There's not much shade out here. I don't know, it's hard to say. Hard to say what this was.
Watch
Let's
this.
go look at this truck.
See,
There it
look
is.
at those tracks, guys. Look, those tracks look fresh. I'm just wondering.
Interesting. Yeah, so yeah, like I say, Savannah's offering $1 million reward. I'm not here for the reward. I'm just here to find Nancy, you guys. But yeah, it's hearing some people are going to be coming in on Monday. Bunch of people are going to come in and try to help. I guess the reward has sort of driven some people to come out, which is good. We were out before there was any sort of reward. We were already out here before. But yeah, there's some sort of, looks like a drilling rig. Maybe they're searching for water out here. Yeah. And this is like that's the water, that's their well. Man, it probably ran out of water. That's why they've been in this place. So let's go search the main area over here. I'm not detecting any odors. Big tank.
Yeah, I wish he would have tried to open that drum, but he didn't. It looks like an old, maybe it was water, kerosene. I don't know what kind of, Jeff's not in here to tell me what it is, but yeah, I was hoping that he would try to open it up, but he didn't. And then he goes on, of course, yeah, snakes. Jay would mean me snakes, bobcats. This is a real dangerous area too. Hey, Joni, good to see you, babe. Yeah, I think if Jim could just read my email and go away from this area, but if this would be a good area to take cadaver dogs to. Cadaver dogs. There's a snake right there.
Watch your step. Lucky I was watching my step.
Okay.
But they can really blend in. They're out here, when it started, last year I happened upon, last year it was, how do you like that, huh? Last year it was 7 rattlesnakes, I think I found. So this is my pill bottles.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So
It's because that's where
Yeah,
they go
that
and hang out
rattlesnake's
and
huge.
party. That's where they go out and do cult-like shit. I don't think that he should be there alone either. Like, there should be like a buddy system when you go searching. Because during this live, everybody got worried about him, and I want to show you that too. Because people were really getting worried about him as he continues to search. Let me show you. Hold on. Right here, there's the pool area. This place was known for their big diving board, 10-foot pool, deep pool.
Yeah, so this is the pool, you guys. Check that out. Man, that's deep too. Man, that's a big pool. Wow. Let's just go take a look in the water. Oh, there's a tunnel over here too. Let's see if we can find some more rattlesnakes. Yeah,
that's
you guys,
the pool
this
that
is
we
the
saw.
Exploring the Gym channel. And like I say, we find rattlesnakes. We get injured sometimes. No, well, I don't want to slip.
Oh.
Shotgun shells. Somebody's shooting a lot of shotguns. Dumping. There's no odors here, you guys. There's nothing in that water. I really don't think.
This is at like 26, 27 miles from her home. It's actually a really good distance too. It's a really good distance. So the 26, the 27 is pretty prominent in her and Nancy's chart and Luke's chart. And so it would be, if we wanted to take a look at the 26 mile, it would be a good, a good search 26 miles, but these people do know a lot of people over across the border. They know a lot of cartel members. Luke and Kayla and William, they know cartel members. They are not and they know the area very well. They know how to get in and out of Mexico. But this is definitely a key hotspot, right? And it's not just this area, it's the area going northwest. Like I showed you, that FBI line is that's where we would find Nancy, I think.
We'll examine it pretty carefully, but those bags look newer. No backpack. Very interesting. So, okay, yeah, you guys were boots on the ground. We're searching for Nancy Guthrie. We're checking off El Diablo, We came. You can check this off the list. There's a couple more places.
Yeah, Shauna, that Uranus is 26 degrees, so a 26 mile would be a good distance, So let's look. Here's the little room areas.
So we're searching for Nancy Guthrie. Like I say, this is sort of a ghost town resort on the way to Mexico on the small, I think it's got Highway 86 or one of the small highways.
Yeah, and like he said, it is on this is the direction going toward Mexico. And it's where it's where William has been before. He got in major trouble going this direction. Spent 11 years. William spent 11 years in the state pen for a head-on collision when he was running from the police with, smuggling illegals across the border.
One of the small highways. Man, I'm more careful now. Like I say, anything here, it wants to stab you or bite you. So, yeah, this looks like this was the dance floor, maybe. And there's more of these over there. So we'll go check those out too. We'll just make sure we check this off the list.
I think those were the dressing rooms.
So thanks for the help, you guys. I really appreciate it. Last night, it was a sort of a truck stop, and I hear this moaning, this moaning. And I look out my window, and there's some drunk just standing next to my truck. There's a lot of flies here.
Look at all that, though. It's just
something. Oh, no, it's bees, I guess. It's a beehive. And then, this drunk. And, man, it's right next to my truck. Luckily, I can get into the front seat. Oh, let me just bite him first time I see him. Very interesting. Nothing there, you guys. So this is El Diablo. We searched all of these. Let's go over to the main building over here. Just so we can, if you hear that noise, guys shooting guns over here. After all, this is Arizona.
Well, he's not realizing where he's at either. And that kind of bothers me that he doesn't even realize where he's at. He didn't do any research on this area. And there's, the airfield is there. The skeet club is there. So, yeah, he's going to hear shooting. And he, that's why I really wish that he would have searched this area first before he went to know just how dangerous it is. And it's not because of the skeet club next door. It's because of all the people that go here to do illegal activity. Illegal activity is being done here. All the locals that know about this place talk about the illegal activity, the unalivings that have taken place here, the cult stuff, and this is, like I said, this is where we've seen Kayla hanging upside down on a cross.
Constitutional carry state, you can carry a gun, I believe, concealed or open.
I
Man.
will, Louise. I'll message him again.
Yeah, you 900 people in here, you guys. That's a lot of support. I really appreciate it. Just the support of being on the search with me. Yeah, El Diablo.
People have been giving him a lot of super chats trying to help him with his costs, because it does, it takes a lot of money to travel back and forth. I mean, it takes him a good week, just to get there, get going, get searching for a couple of days and then head back home. So people have been very generous.
Let's go inside the building here. We're not going to get hit by any stray bullets. Right on. Interesting. The construction, is like a mission style where they have the big piece of wood across the top, and then sort of the fake adobe bricks. Yeah, so I'm not detecting any odors, you guys. There's nobody being held prisoner here. We searched all the buildings. I know I had people saying search El Diablo. One person emailed me, oh, she's being held in the basement in El Diablo. It's like, there's no basement.
Well, he says that there's no basement, but that is a theory that a lot of locals have said too, is that there are secret underground places here, like underground. People have talked about jewels, gold, silver, the old cartel being, having jewels and stuff hidden here. It's just a lot of stories that the locals have told about this place. And so, is there any secret? I mean, you would think that the law enforcement would know.
In here. Oh, God, they were so positive. She's being held in a basement at El Diablo. And then I'm sorry, I don't know. I get a lot of tips. And when there's a bunch of people saying El Diablo, hey, guys, we're going to do some.
Okay, so here's where things get a little sketchy for Gian right here. Here's where it gets sketchy. Watch this.
And
look at this.
Because it just, all the love and support really counts a lot.
Look at this.
Yeah, no, I didn't look here.
Look at that. Look at that, guys. So if anybody would be down there, you're not going to see them, especially if they're weighted down. Let's look at it one more time. He's walking that way. He's walking that way, and you'll see what it looks like. Right there. So all of that pool water, it has to be something with the pool because it's right there next to the pool. But it's like, what is that? What is going on here? Look at that.
But I'll just to read the chat, and because it just all the love and support really counts a lot. Yeah, no, I didn't look here. Man, this is some sort of a I guess that's the cistern to keep the water. Crazy, huh? There's no odors coming from this, you guys. And yeah, I want to stay on top of these beams because just in case that collapses.
Look at that.
In here, huh? You're gonna feel upside down for a minute, but I'm just gonna put the camera down there, and then that way I can look at it later.
Just spray, then play.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a cistern too. That's what he's thinking it is. Jay, would Mimi think it is too? And then that was it. So everybody got worried about Jim because he's
in here. Huh?
He says this. He's like, okay, let's go here.
You guys.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I want to stay on top of these beams because just in case that collapses. Let's look in here, huh? You're gonna feel upside down for a minute, but I'm just gonna put the camera down there, and then that way I can look at it later.
And then that was it. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, what happened to Jim?" Everybody rolled in JLR's chat, and they were like, "Something's happened
Hey
to
guys,
Jim.
thanks so much for checking
You
out my
need to
show.
go."
Really, really
Oh shoot, you need to go and check on Jim. And he's like, "What, Jim? Who is Jim?" It was wild. It was wild. And then Jim comes back on. He's like, "Hey guys, everything's cool. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I got it. I got things going on. My phone died, yada, yada." So then this morning, he's writing, he's talking about this is exploring with Jim again. This was this morning. And he's talking about this is his last day. He's going to have to go back home. And so I stop it here because he starts to talk about the guest ranch again right here. And he's got his phone. You can see on his motorcycle. He's got his helmet on. He's, being safe. But he is riding the motorcycle while he's live, and he starts talking about El Diablo again. And so I stopped it here just to listen to it with you guys.
All the way to the Mexican border, and then we rode along the border wall. And then there was El Diablo. Man, I didn't even know what day that was. 2 days ago? People telling me, search El Diablo, El Diablo, El Diablo. She's being held in the basement of El Diablo to get there, and then there's that sketchy basement well thing. I looked in there, the camera was dead. The camera went dead. It's very sketchy basement well thing there. So we'll go here and then we'll do some crisscrossing. Yeah, so when I was sitting at home thinking about coming back and searching some more, I just said, go look for a getaway car. Go look for an abandoned car. There's no cars here, though. We'll have to. So if there's no cars, a kidnapper probably wouldn't leave their car there. They would, another neighborhood. We'll look for an area with, maybe on the other side of Campbell. But you could sure leave a car here, right? And nobody, this is like a, houses are set way back. Now think about that.
Trying to figure out your own crime.
Think about that Zodiac killer type thing. This guy's dressed up like the Zodiac killer. So I would definitely think about my personal security. I live around here, I'll tell you that.
But Jim has been, if you haven't subbed up, he is a good one to watch. Like I said, the videos that I'm showing today that I'm doing commentary on, they're linked in the description below on this live. So be sure and sub up to him because y'all, I mean, it takes us all. It takes us all. And I asked JLR over and over and over again to go and search it because I figured that JLR would, and he would have other people, he would at least have other people being there with him and not, not being solo. But either way, it's not that sole area. It needs to be, it's the northwest of those back roads back there. I don't know what that is. It'd be great if I could get Jim to go out there, but with someone else, not going out there by himself because that place is dangerous. I think it's dangerous. And I'm glad that he didn't walk up on any users, any people that are in active addiction that could have, given him a hard time. So another streamer conducted a session and asked if Nancy was at El Diablo in the spirit box answered C. JLR is not a searcher. He wouldn't even pick up a golf ball. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's true. That's true, but at least, we would have been able to see it. But hey, Jim went. Jim is a soldier. He went. He did what his people were asking him to do. Go there, go there, go there. And he finally did. He finally went. And we were able to see that area is worthy of searching. That entire area is worthy of searching. It just is. It just is. I mean, the work that I do showing the map and then seeing it come alive is absolutely phenomenal. They all searched yesterday. His backpack on the ground. Yeah. Yep. We do. We do. We need other places searched. They went to Mount Lemon. Yeah. And see, the thing about Mount Lemon is there's only a certain few places that she could be found there. There's only certain few places that she could be found. And that's the great thing about working with somebody like me, a searcher working with somebody like me, is I can give them direction of where to go. Of where to go. So let's see. 3910 on me. Okay, gotcha. So people are emailing me about Kayla and Luke. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to just check in with JLR, see what he's got going on, what he's up to, because he's still there. He's still there. He may be the last person there, but he's still there. Looks like he's driving. Looks like he's driving, guys. Hold on. Here we Oh my gosh. Later, Seth. I did get a chance to see the emails, and I may have been showing them. I think I did, Cinderella. I'm all the way in Canada, but me and Matilda could search, right? Yeah, I mean, he is just JLR is just I'm glad that we were able to see him there. Not him there, but we were able to see in real time, and I was able to use my map with the places that he was going, you know. Yeah, he's car wheels on the ground, vroom vroom. The things that he did with Seth's child being missing, the things that he did that he said that created a lot of chaos, that's the only thing you really don't want JLR on, is you don't want him causing more chaos on these cases. But nevertheless, let's look in and see what he's got going on here. Let's see what he's doing. See if he's leaving yet. And this case is going to go. He's got 16,000 watching. He started 6 hours ago, so the case is losing its momentum. Nancy's case, like all other cases,
Greta Scott
losing
Kang.
momentum.
JLR, there was an alleged terror attack in Austin last night.
Yep.
That I wish you were covering. You missed a lot of breaking news. Chasing a ghost. Hoax.
Yeah, he's just nosy. But so are we, so are we. And we want to be able to see the action, right? We want to be able to see the action going down. And that's what he's been able to show us, is everything that's going on, But again, Nancy's case, it's losing momentum. It's losing momentum, but I think it's going to pick back up this week. I think that there's going to be a lot of evidence that's going to come back. I think that that's where we're at right now. And I'm seeing the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. Those are the days that are looking prominent, especially having to do with any evidence in a car. Evidence in a car. Have you looked at Exploring with Jim live streams? We just did. We've been doing that a lot. So you'll have to watch the replay. You'll have to watch the replay. Let me know your comment. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments below when you're done with the live. Have you ran any charts for Derek? I haven't. I do know that on the map where the lines are going in California. But I've definitely looked at Tommaso, I've looked at Savannah, Annie, Luke, Kayla, William, the sheriff. I've looked at his chart, and those are the days. This week coming up, it's looking like there's going to be some evidence that's going to come back. Yes, I have his address. Make my soul shine. I have his address on the map. I've got it on the map, honey. Yep. I've got Luke's house on the map. I got Kayla's on the map. Got it all on the map. Even though JLR sucks at searching, he gives great footage for those who can't be there. True. And we need that, especially when we're trying to work the map. Yeah, the Dominic. We got Dominic too. We saw that. There's still some shady stuff that's going on with Dominic because when we look at the map and we look at his addresses, something isn't right. There's more to the story. And again, there's a lot of conspiracy around that 26 Taurus degree with Nancy. Her Uranus, 26 Taurus, lots and lots and lots of conspiracy with that. A lot of it. Goes back to the story of Medusa. We do, Jen, we do. Did you see the motorcycle guy with... No, I didn't. The motorcycle guy. The motorcycle guy. Did I? What motorcycle guy? What motorcycle guy? I remember seeing the Dominic fits the profile. You think so? You think so? You think that he does fit the profile? Are you talking about the motorcycle guy with... Yeah. You're talking about the so that's what I was talking about earlier in the live, is that there was some crazy stuff going on at Nancy's, right? We've got weirdo driving back and forth, supposedly inebriated. He's messed up from the flow up. Then we have cheeky girl and the photographer photographing her and her cheeks outside of Nancy's house. A bunch of weird stuff going on. But Jaywood Mimi, you think that Dominic fits the profile? I'm praying so too. I mean, the moon. So today, the moon is in Leo. What is the moon in Leo? We're reflecting on the children. We're reflecting on the publicity. We're reflecting on the children that were allegedly unalived in Iran. We are reflecting on all of the mass shootings that are going on right now. The lunar eclipse, the full moon in Virgo. Guys, when full moons, Nancy went missing on a full moon. A lot of people go missing on full moons. So there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens on full moons. So, was the guy kind of taunting Dad's Gone Live? It kind of reminded me of this movie, Really? The motorcycle pulls into a dark parking lot. Huh. Dad's Gone Live? I haven't watched him. The musician, Dominic. Yep. Yep. Having a rising Medusa as your solar return energy is quite interesting, Jen. Are you talking about me? I've noticed that you've been a little quiet since you've been looking at my stuff. What you got to say? What do you got to say? I need to look at that. Jim was riding a moped. Yep. They're talking about dad's gone live the night before. A red motorcycle with no tags was following him, trying to hit him on all kinds of craziness. Wow. Oh God, you were talking about you? Oh Jesus. I know that you haven't said anything about mine though. You got all quiet. I think you started dodging me. Whatever it is, just tell me what it is you see. Don't be scared. Very crazy. Interesting. 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 Y'all have to send me that. In the night, check out all the orbs flying around over Nancy's house. An irony white SUV too. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I'm just messing with you. But I did think about that. I was like, if she got something to say and she don't want to say it, what's that? Y'all want to see the y'all want to see the map? Y'all want to see Nancy's map with Dominic? With Dominic? Because he does have, now that, Jay would made me mention that, he does have some lines that are going over there that make you go, hmm. Jill says yes. Sheriff dismissed rumors about Dominic, says he needs to sue some people. Says he needs to sue some people. What? What? Let's look at the map. Let's look at the map. Okay, so again, this is El Diablo. This is where we would go a little bit northwest to go toward Luke and the FBI of where Nancy could be found. And if she was here, if Nancy is here, she is going to be contained. She is going to be in something. She's not just going to be laying out in the open. She's going to be contained. Okay. So let's look at Dominic and look at let me see. Hold on. Let's look at Dominic. Let me turn these lines off. And let's turn Luke off. Let's just turn them all off. And we're going to go toward Dominic's home. And I don't know exactly like where he actually lives, because I've got old addresses and new addresses and I'm not concerned. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really concerned about where he actually lives right now, but what direction is that going? You're going to be able to see it. So hold on. Let me take this one, move it to the compass. We're going to take this one. We're going to move it to the compass. And I think that there's one more. I think there's one more. And I thought I just have Dom on it. No, it's the same one. Okay. I thought there was one more up here. Yeah, that one's it. That's it. Okay. So these are the addresses that I have for Dominic. Let me make sure. Hold on. That's where she's hanging up on the. Okay, so that's where she's hanging. I'm going to leave that one out. So this is where she's hanging. Kayla's hanging up. That's the El Rancho Diablo. This is one of his addresses. This is one of his addresses. And then Dominic has an address here. So I'm thinking that this is the address that he actually lives at. And you can see it's not that far. We got 21 miles. We got 14. And we got 27. That 27 would probably be the better one, but okay. So we've got these. No, let me go ahead and just. Let me take that one off. That way I don't get sidetracked. Y'all don't either. So these are the addresses that I have for him. Let's turn on the missing. Just the missing. We can see that the missing isn't really going over that one. It's going over this one and that one. It's going pretty close to the Star Pass. This is where he used to live, I think. I think this is another address that he used to live, but he could actually be there, like right now. I just don't know exactly where he's living. But this is the missing. So we have a missing event. During the missing event, this is where it's pulling an angle. This is a geometric angle. This is where there's a lot of enlightenment about other people's money, about things that are hidden. This is definitely a money line. A money line. So the flame of life is just going to reignite here. And there is a lot of enlightenment when it comes to the physician, Apollo, that brings enlightenment about the investigation. And it's about money because Scorpio is about other people's money. So we do have an enlightenment about him and money, the problems that he has had with money, the trouble that he has been in the past with money. Here's another one. It's the same line, pulling the same line. So that those two addresses, Star Pass and Valencia West, that they're pulling the same. Pulling the same. Then we have this address, and we don't see any missing event here. So let's turn on the natal and see. Let's turn off the missing. Let's turn on the birth. Okay, so the birth of Nancy is pulling this address. Whether he still lives here or not, it's pretty close too. Look at that. Look how close that is. And this is the geometric angle of the Saturn. This is about money, about a business, a slowdown. It's about an investigation. And it shakes things up with the business. So if I'm looking on this line and Dominic has anything to do with it, I want to look at this angle and see, okay, where is it that she could be found? And it should be like woods, business. There's a lot of terrain here. There's a lot of terrain actually right through here. So then we see, okay, there's no missing event, but the natal is here. So let's see if the FBI is here. I don't see that. Well, I do see them pretty close. This is actually the line of where Luke, where his home is rated. So this is a Luke line, actually. This line is going to, this angle with the FBI is going to Luke's home. It's going right over his home, actually. So I'm not really feeling this one. I think that could be a slowdown with the investigation. Okay, let's look at Annie or Tommaso. I don't see either of them there yet. I do see William, but that's not. Okay, let's go back down to these. This is where and this is interesting because both of these properties is Dominic. Okay. So in both of these, hey, April, good to see you, honey. Good to see everybody coming in. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, Janet. Hey, girl. So both of these both of these addresses are pulling the FBI and a connection that they have with Tommaso. That connection is now lifted. It's lifted, but there's other connections that are coming. So this week should be, we really need to watch and really focus on this week and the news that is going to be coming out about anything new about the vehicle, about Annie and Tommaso's vehicle. Okay. So these two addresses of Dominic's are really pulling hard with Tommaso. And they should, because we've talked a lot about it, haven't we? We sure have. We do have there's a lot of justice that is here with Nancy. Lots of justice that is here. But again, y'all, if we go a little bit with this justice and this FBI angle over here, well, guess where we're at? Rancho Diablo. That's where that's at. There it is right here. That's really where the natal is pulling. That's really where the natal is pulling. So again, no matter who could be responsible, no matter who could be responsible, it's this one. It's right through here. If we go West Park Road, even, I don't think yeah, it will highlight. Okay, so if we go on West Park Road and I look on this FBI line and I look down going toward the gas ranch, okay, going toward the gas ranch, this is where I want to be. This is it. It says no trespassing. Pima County property. This is Pima County property, no trespassing. So searchers can't go here, right? But this is the FBI line right here. And it's going, we're actually looking right at, look at that. I'm looking at the natal line. I'm going to turn it around and just look at nothing but the FBI line. Right there. I'm going that way. I'm looking that way. So if I stay on this FBI line and I search and Pima County were to go out here and search, going back this way, you might could find Nancy. And she would definitely be contained. She would be in something. She would be contained. Yeah, it is damn scary. Yep. So it's right here. And like I said, I mean, if we got the missing, we got the natal, we got the FBI. I mean, we got Luke. His Pluto is going to be activated here. This Pluto is going to be activated coming up. And it could just be with his attorney. He could be going, it could be that, go about court. Could be about some type of deposition. I don't know. But this area right here is hot. Hot, hot, hot. I mean, we could go up into some of these homes or something like that, but it's this area that's very prominent for me. So whoever would be responsible, we could work that out after we find Nancy, right? William is also here. William, the boyfriend or quote unquote husband of Kayla. He's right here too. He's been here before. He's been here before. This is where he gets messed up from the flow up with the law enforcement. This is the same exact line that he was on when he unalived that woman and hit her head on when he was smuggling in Mexicans from the border. It's the same line, guys. This is the line that he was on when he got messed up and had to go to prison for 11 years. This is the same line, same interstate, because it's right here that leads to Mexico. So let me just show you this. If we go this way and we go into Mexico, let me turn on any addresses and see. I don't have any addresses here. But this right here, guys, is where if she were to have been taken over the border, we're going right through here. And of course, my little man can't get there. There's no way that I can get down there and show you anything. Nothing. Nada. The closest that I can get is right here. Right here. That's the closest that I can get. can view it on Google Maps, but this is it. I mean, that's the closest that I can get. This would be going into, it looks like, that's San Miguel. I don't know. I don't know what this area is, but these people, Luke and Kayla, they're buds. They know how to get back and forth without being caught. Back and forth from the United States to Mexico. Tommaso's band debut, Life, Love, Love, Murder. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. Very weird. So I don't know what city this is. I'm not seeing it, where this is exactly in Mexico. It's just not showing me anything. But it would be this road, I guess. Whatever this road is. Let's go back up. It's just not showing me shit. I hate that. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are y'all thinking? Jaywood Mimi is thinking about Dominic. What makes the most sense? You know, because in the beginning, I was pretty sure that this is a conspiracy involving political figures. And I still wonder. It just doesn't make the most sense. Gail is saying Dominic. Yeah, so you're thinking Dominic as well. Jaywood Mimi is thinking Dominic. What about the rest of you? What do you think? What are your thoughts? You know, it just seemed really weird to me that Nancy goes missing right after. I mean, like right after the 3 million document drops with the Epstein files. Her family are diehard Democrats. Nicole is thinking Dominic. She was at Nancy's and never left, or she was at Annie's and never left. Are there any lines that go to the military base? Which military base? Random, where's Joshua Tree? In California? Political infighting. There's a lot of politics, lots and lots of politics. And what did Nancy know? Was Nancy going to have to testify for something? There's so much that we don't know. What was Annie and Tommaso's financial situation? Why is it that the law enforcement still has their vehicle impounded? You know, speaking of an Italian wannabe, you know that the photographer that was outside of Nancy's photographing Cheeky Girl, he's also Italian. He's also Italian. Fort Huachuca. Oh yeah, I mean we've definitely talked about Fort Huachuca. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's also crazy to me, you know, if we really want to go into the conspiracy of what happened to Charlie Kirk, why isn't anybody that has die hard on that case talking about all the conspiracies? Why have they not connected Fort Huachuca, Arizona, and Nancy with all of this other crazy stuff going on? Why are they not combining these cases and saying that it's very weird what happened to Charlie Kirk? Now Nancy is missing. Okay, well, you know, he was unalived in Utah. So he had a big ass house, $6 million, $7 million house in Arizona. Miss Arizona is Erica Kirk. So why wouldn't they combine those and go, okay, maybe these are connected by the same people, by the same military operation? Because in the beginning, it just seemed like there was a big ass military operation here with Nancy, and that there was a crazy stuff going on with the Epstein files and her son-in-law that is married, to Savannah. Savannah covered the case. I mean, she covers Epstein, so everybody is saying bandmate. Y'all think Dominic and Tomato. There are so many ranches in that area that are abandoned. Yeah. Was Dominic the friend that texted Annie and Tommaso by mistake? That was Derek. That was the fake ransom dude. Also wonder if Tommaso had a bookie. Yeah, I've wondered that too. Make my soul shine, because I started wondering that. And so we started putting um, casinos. We started putting casinos on the map. And I'm thinking, okay, but maybe it wasn't a casino type of bookie. Maybe it was like a bookie, like with the market, something having to do with cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is a big theme in Nancy's case. It's big crypto mining, cryptocurrency, Savannah humiliated Trump in 2020 in a town hall, interrupting him 61 times. Maybe a Trump thug getting event. Yep. And it's crazy because these political people also showed up in the chart when Charlie Kirk was unalived. And that's why when I saw it with Nancy, I'm like, oh, are these the same people? The ones in suits that call themselves our leader, the biggest cartel ever. Is that them? Is this just a distraction to get our minds off of Nancy? Is this a distraction? I mean, to get our mind off of Charlie Kirk or the Epstein files? Or is this also a distraction to get our minds off of the stuff that was going down in Minnesota, that Alex Preddy guy, I mean, he was assassinated in front of everybody, in front of God and everybody. People started going crazy. I'm talking about started wanting badges. They were going ham, and everybody forgot about Alex Preddy. Everybody forgot about him, right? People stopped talking about the Epstein files. We just started focusing on Nancy. Could it have been something like that? I don't think so. What makes the most sense? I don't want to think that that's what happened, but it could. Leave it out on the table for sure. But what makes the most sense? What makes the most sense to me is that they were deep into Luke's home. They were forensic. They were making his entire vehicle. They were, you could tell they were doing forensics on it. We know that Annie and Tommaso's car is still impounded. We saw that with the interview room with Chris and Karen. We saw that with this live today. Makes me wonder. And guys, if y'all haven't hit that thumbs up, it's okay. All you got to do is go out of the live, hit the thumbs up, come back in. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime. Just hit that thumbs up. And now the military is busy elsewhere. Yep. All kinds of distractions. And I was looking for the reading that I was doing on Iran, and it was like a week or two ago. It seems like it was like 2 weeks ago. And I talked about this time period when we were going to go to war with Iran, and I was concerned about children. And then I found out this morning that there were children that were bombed. Elementary school was bombed. And, we were thinking about sleeper cells here in the United States, sleeper cells. What is going to happen next? What is going to be the next distraction? It's just going to be a constant distraction. Because in February, I was like, February is crazy, but March is even crazier. I'm going to start watching this time period tomorrow, March 2nd through the 6th. March 2nd through the 6th, it just seems like there's so much intensity. It's crazy intensity. I keep looking at the square well thing. It sure is creepy. It is creepy, Joni. It is definitely creepy. Creepy. I do wonder if we used to have all this chaos, or is it just because now we can see it on the internet? Yes. Yes, it's like a, we're trapped in the World Wide Web. The web. That web. People talk about, we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, all kinds of crazy stuff this week, I think. Like one distraction right after the other. And, they don't want us, they put out an emergency thing, they don't want us, they want us to be, everybody in the United States wants us to be aware of our surroundings, being in large groups. We're seeing a lot of mass shootings now. It's just chaos, chaos. But I think that the chaos wouldn't be so bad, right? It wouldn't be so bad at all if we unplugged. There's another thing too that I was looking at, that I was wondering about. And I was talking about it the other night. I had Jeff right here, and I was like, I really miss looking at the astrology. I need you to sit here with me. I need to look at this real quick. And he was like, okay, Jen. Okay. But we were talking, and I said, I wonder if their grid is going to go down. I wonder if there's going to be some type of disconnect. There's going to be a disconnect. Don't watch Stefan Burns. Why? Why? Why not watch him? Now I want to. When you say don't watch, I'm reading watch. Yes, month of March is Pisces. That's right. Square thing is electric box. Why not watch? Why not watch him? Now I want to pull him up. What do I need to pull him up right now or no? Why are you saying that, Jaywood Mimi? Don't watch. Is that his name, Stefan or Steven? Yeah, I'm going to pull him up right now. I'm going to pull him up right now. What's he saying? Oh. Oh my gosh. Huh. Oh my gosh. Stay on task. I know why. I know why you're talking. Okay, so that's another thing too that I have for March. That was another thing. It's about the sun. It's about the sun. I skipped a music festival in Miami this weekend. Too chaotic. Yep. Stephen Burns. Okay, so you know that I'm a big, I like to watch earthquakes. I like to watch the sun. I've studied the sun. I've studied it. I've studied it since the 90s. I love it. I love the physics. So, or the metaphysics, rather. Hey, Kimberly. Do you remember? I'm pretty sure at the beginning of the Nancy Guthrie case, there was a whole YouTube, Google blackout. What was going on in there, right? So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that there's going to be something like that. It's like a blackout. It's like something happening with the grid. So I don't know if it's going to have to do with the sun, because I did a live not too long ago and I was looking at that and it was talking about the sun. It was talking about our defense. I was talking about all of that. Actually screenshotted it this morning because I was like, I need to go back to that live because I'm talking about March 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and 5th, and 6th. And this was like a month ago, 2 months ago, or something like that. I was seeing things going on with the sun. Could it be a Carrington event? A similar, type of Carrington event? But it seems like we're going to have this watch wolves and finance. Watch wolves and finance. For what? Why? I read somewhere our sun has a hole in it. Oh my gosh, coronal holes. Coronal holes. Watch wolves and finance. Interesting. Your birthday is coming up on the 7th. You'll be 65. Well, happy early birthday, Louise. A Pisces sis. His latest is really good. What it's about? What's it about? Wolves in finance? In finance. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, yes, that was sent to me. Wolves in Finance, that video was actually sent to me by Orb Attraction. She's probably not in here anymore, but she sent that to me this morning, Jaywood Mimi. And I started watching some of it. And basically what it is it's about the Nancy Guthrie case. Yeah. Let's are you talking about the last one? Yeah. He talks about the brown shirt girl. Yeah, shirt guy. So this is what's interesting to me though. Why do you think that no one is bringing the two cases together with Charlie Kirk and Nancy Guthrie? Yeah, it's about Charlie. Yeah. Yeah, I saw some of it this morning. Why do you think that people aren't bringing those cases together? Because if we look at Fort Huachuca on Nancy's map, I can't unsee it. Like I can't even unsee it. Yes, volcanoes too. Yeah, and we've got millions of them in the sea. Watch this film Now You See Me Too. The four horsemen resurface and the forcibly recruited by a tech genius to pull off their most impossible heist yet. Savannah Guthrie is in the as a new reader. Whoa. I just don't understand why we're not putting them together. Why we're not putting these cases together. Because at the end of the day, if there is not any movement, we're gonna have to come back and revisit this and go, okay, wolves in finance and alive. It's all a distraction. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm gonna do, Jaywood Mimi, is I'm gonna do a separate live about Charlie Kirk and bring that wolves in finance in because I think it's worthy of discussion, that's for sure. But when you look at Nancy's map, like let's look. Let's look at her map and let's look at Fort Huachuca because this is what is phenomenal on Nancy's map. And this is the reason why I started being like, "Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh." It's because of this area and the lines, right? So they're going to tell a story. They're going to tell us a perfect story of what is happening here. So we have the airport. This is Fort Huachuca. It's a community spouses club. This is all Fort Huachuca right here, guys. This is all it. Let's go down even further. What have I marked? There's an RV park, Freemason, Gateway Studios. This is a lot of darkness when it comes to how the FBI brings in money. It's about children, it's about publicity, schools, a lot of darkness with things of the past. If there would be any tunnels here, if there would be any kind of craziness going down here, some cult like stuff, we're going to see it right through here with the FBI. But this is all Fort Huachuca right here. And this is Nancy. This is her missing map. I mean, her missing map. And it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Chris Nanos is down here. I don't know. I just think it's awful. It's awful. It's just weird to me. It's weird that there is this connection with Nancy and the FBI, and that connection, it looks like it's going right over the the airport here. This is the airport. It's the runway. So if there was a military operation here with Nancy, it's from Fort Huachuca, point blank period. Absolutely 100. Okay, have a good day, Mimi. You didn't know Charlie's case? I'll have to go back and watch. Yeah. I'll be bringing it up on the channel too, because I think we need to be talking about it a little bit, just working all the angles when it comes to Nancy's case. Because, it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, guys. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to try to get Orb Attraction and see if she's going to be up for, doing oracle readings tonight, because Shauna had sent me this and I haven't even gotten to really get the deck out, but it's so cool. It is so cool. And, we got a divine on this channel. We got to do readings. We got to do astrology readings on this channel. We got to do them live so people can be awed, and have that awe. But yeah, so these are the cards. Like, this is the back of them. Aren't they pretty? It is called, this deck is called Mystics Imaginarium. Mystics Imaginarium. I love it. And this is what some of the cards look like. This is Deepest Desires Are Here. They're just really pretty cards. And this one is To him that hath, it shall be given. To him that hath it, it shall be given. Nice, nice, nice. So I'm going to be setting up a thumbnail for later. And if any readers want to join me, you're more than welcome to. It's always so much fun. If you don't have $1, it's okay. We'll still give you a free reading, but it is based on, we are going to do them on, donation basis. So we'll have cash apps or whatever. And if nobody joins me, it'll just be me. So anyways, guys. Anyways, if you can only afford $2, you can only afford 2. If you can afford 10, throw out 10, 5, whatever. So I appreciate you guys listening to me talking about Nancy Guthrie case. I think that her case is definitely going to be one for a movie, just like Charlie Kirk. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Peace out. Until my next video, my next live. Peace out.